Well, ladies and gentlemen, Manchester United fans around the world, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Newcastle match reaction. I've lost some of my voice because of that game, but it is that it is. Subscribe, smash a like, all those good things. Gentlemen, it was inevitable, wasn't it? It was inevitable. Ronaldo gets his part, Bruno does his thing, Pogba does his thing. United still considered a dizzy goal. So everything was almost as it was written before and was expected before.
Yeah.
But boys, I've never seen a stadium as electric as that one today. I've never seen a player greater than that today. And my emotions are over the moon. I've lost my voice. I've got a little bit of energy still left in me. But yeah, gentlemen, how was that experience? A once in a lifetime experience.
Look, I do want to talk about a few negatives, but I'll start on a positive because, with how significant this day was, you can't be too negative. But yeah, Old Trafford was rocking, Like I was hearing the commentators comparing it to times we're winning titles to times when Ferguson was leaving, and it was that electric, It was like, we're back, in a way,
That's what it felt like today. I didn't care how we played, I was going to say that, some people thought we still play shit, whatever. It's like, I didn't care today. It was like, well, no matter what, we're going to fucking win this game. Avram Glazer was there, Woodward was there, celebrities were just like, what's happened? What has happened?
And that, Like, you see these coaches even, like Sam Allardyce and all of them, I saw them in the crowd, the Lakers, as we pointed out, Like, the fact that they felt like, we have to go and watch Manchester United, And, like, I kind of feel like that's the thing we had for a long time, You want to go and watch them entertain you. I'll come back to this point when it comes to the entertainment part. But they felt like they had to go and watch us entertain them, We've always been box office. And there's been other managers, Klopps of this world, who've criticized that. But, it's what makes us, We are about the showbiz. And it was just amazing today, And more of that. I want to see that, be tuning in after a long day, of maybe studying and maybe a bit low, especially on the TV, Monday night maybe, and just let Old Trafford and Manchester United just entertain me, And I just loved it. And what a monster we have brought back. What a guy we have brought back. He basically didn't have any assists today. Like, he wasn't really getting the ball to his feet, not that much, So the chances were very, very, very limited. But the two chances you got, some people might say, the first goal, someone has to score it.
I was going to say, I was telling you guys before we started recording, other strikers will give up on that. As soon as Mason Greenwood shoots, no one would go on the end of it. Nobody. But Ronaldo being Ronaldo, not every goal is going to be a screamer. And I've watched Ronaldo for years and years and years. And this is why he scores goals. Because there's just no one with instinct like him.
And someone needs to score the tap-ins, And the second goal, there's no spaces, nothing happening. Shaw makes something happen. He gets to Ronaldo, and he makes sure he doesn't mess around. And, that's what we need. And all I played him 90 minutes, he wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare take him off. And if we've got him playing 90 minutes every game, I don't see how he doesn't get like 25 to 30 goals. I just don't, honestly. So, yeah, it was super, super amazing. But...
Yes, there is a but.
But this manager, it will be the death of us. This manager is going to be the death of us. Because going back to all those celebrities who were there, we have the players to attract these type of people. We have the players to have eyes. I'm pretty sure today there were Man City fans who probably didn't watch Man City today. I can guarantee. Because they're watching United. Watching Ronaldo, Bruno. Because we are that team, but they come on and we're playing dead football, and it got better.
It did go
better, nah. And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because Ronaldo's here, and I'm hoping that'll be the catalyst to change the football. But like, you can't be playing end-to-end football with Newcastle. You can't be doing that, Like, Newcastle had basically 9 players behind the ball at the time. They were very good when they turned over. I have to commend them for that. They were very good at it. And which made the job even more difficult for us. But they had 9 people behind the ball we can't break down the low block with Ronaldo. What more does the manager need? He's got Bruno, he's got Ronaldo, he's got Pogba. He's playing one sitter, and we still can't break down low blocks. So I was a bit worried. Yes, my mood got better because we ended up winning 4-1. But I was a bit worried in the first half because it just highlights what we've been talking about. There's this problem that's holding us back, and it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we'll see. And it just kept going wide. Yes, crosses are great because we've got Ronaldo now, but it can't be all you do. It can't be all you do. You can't
Seems
just
like
be
they're
crossing
trying
and
too
hoping.
hard. That's what I felt. It was like, for once, they looked like they're gonna be the big team. We looked like we wanted to take it to them, but things weren't working. Things weren't working.
No,
We had 75% possession at the first few, like the first 20, 30 minutes. 75% possession, and we couldn't do anything with it.
Still, I didn't see that us using it correctly, to be honest, because in a sense, I feel like we get the ball. I mean, Newcastle have the ball. We get the ball, and then we either pass it side to side, side to side, side to side, side to side, or we want to throw one long ball and hope something to happen.
But that's what I'm saying. I felt like we
stop
tried too hard. We tried way too hard. It looked like they were also nervous. Like, I mean, I don't blame them really, but it looked like, it was like, what?
I feel like I've seen this forever, to be honest. We just can't use the ball. You need, and that's on the training pitch. You need to be able to play through the center. You need that 1-2, those 1-2s, to penetrate. And we're going wide or we're going side to side, and there's nothing else. Second half, it got better, but I honestly think it's down to Newcastle being physically and mentally tired. They couldn't press high anymore. They couldn't put us under pressure. So ultimately, it's easier to play those 1-2s now. We can mess around with them. So ultimately, I do think Ole needs to look at this game and say, we won 4-1, but we could be even better. When we concede to Newcastle, we could be 3 up already when that happens. And I think that's the mentality we need if we're going to win everything, which the squad can do. But yeah, I don't want to be too negative. Ultimately, 4-1, we're top of the table now, and I'm happy.
Clear?
Yeah, I largely agree with everything Lotus said there. Right now, it's 100% the manager holding us back, right? This could have been a complete slaughterfest. The amount of the ball that we had and the lack of penetrative passes, the lack of trying to get Sancho on the ball and let him try to dribble past 1 or 2 and see if he can create some space. It was ridiculous how we didn't play towards our strengths to actually beat a low block there. Again, there's lots of positives. We scored 4 goals at the end of the day. I think anybody can deny that. Ronaldo showed why he's one of the best strikers the world has ever seen. It's as simple as that. And Bruno showed why he was one of the best players just ever again.
That Bruno goal, I was thinking, there was only one thing in my head when I was so frustrated with Bruno. I'm like, Bruno, it's like, again, I don't know why, it's just like, I love Bruno, but it looked like he wanted to do everything just for Ronaldo. And I was like, Bruno, just release, boy, do what you do. And then in that moment, everyone was around Ronaldo. Bruno was open, and I was like, have it. He had it, top corner. I was like, that's why he's still my favorite. I mean, fucking hell, Bruno Fernandes, jeez.
Yeah. It was a ridiculous goal. It really was. It is one of those top class finishes that you love to see, but it's not something you can rely on because it was very end to end with Newcastle. It should never be that end to end. We tried way too hard. We ended up being very sloppy in the midfield and in the defense, and Newcastle just exploited that. They have pacey wingers that like to dribble and will challenge Varane and Maguire no matter what. We should have been expecting a counter. I don't know why Matic wasn't deeper.
No, I don't know why. Anyone, the deepest person was Varane and Aaron. That was it. All the other time, Maguire, Luke Shaw, halfway line. I'm like, what? What do you guys do? What do you guys do?
Even I thought Aaron was more advanced than Shaw for a large part of this game, in all honesty, which is very weird because again, Shaw is our best attacking fullback out of the two, and we're not playing to our strengths. It's a complete mismanagement, but we have such immense player class that it doesn't matter what the hell you tell them to do. They're going to go and score 4 goals regardless. That's just how good this team is, and that's what Ali needs. He needs someone who's just going to do it no matter what happens out there. So, again, I think under a Klopp, this is 7-0 done. We're not even questioning what the hell was wrong. Matic got like 2 assists, Pogba's got 2 goals and 2 assists again. It's one of those games where just everyone performs to a T under a better manager. It was a good performance, but it was very much a good performance from the players again. It could have been so much better.
I agree. But I guess we can give it the benefit of the doubt because it's the first game with all these players together. So yeah, let's just see how it adapts. But yeah, positive. I think we're gonna get into ratings or whatever. But yeah, I don't think there's many negatives other than the football could have been better and we could have created more chances as normal, you know. But anyways, we move on because I'm very interested to see what player ratings are given out today. Starting off with Mr. David De Gea himself. About the goal, it wasn't his fault. Couldn't do anything about it, so it is what it is. And then he goes and makes a world-class save. Joe Linton hits it with power, very close to De Gea. It wasn't by any means in the top corner or anything, but he had to react. Brilliant save. And I think, you know, if he lets that go in, because I think we're still 1-1 at the time. If he lets that go in, it's over for us. So for me, once again, David is rising to the occasion. I'm going to give him a 7 for that save.
I don't remember the save, to be honest.
Well, if you've seen that save, you know that 7 is justified.
Okay, no,
That was a goal.
remember that.
That was a goal.
I remember.
It was 1-1 at the time. I was shitting it, and when David did that, I was like, thank God, thank God, thank God.
I remember some pretty, you know, he has to do it, but I remember some pretty basic saves. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I was going to give him a 6.5, so I'll bump it up to a 7. I think he had a decent game.
Yeah, I thought it was just decent at best. I'm just going for the 6.5. Because again, that goal is just so terrible to concede. I know it's not his fault, but it's one of those where you just have to go, well, how did that happen? And conceding to Newcastle and let them be threatening more, it's very telling of the defense.
Another thing I liked about De Gea today, I don't know if you guys seen it, but the one thing, I think someone had a shot from long distance, he picked it up. And as soon as he picked it up, he did a long ball distribution and it went straight into the attack. So I was like, and that's something that De Gea does. And I was like, I was impressed. So, and I then did the same. So for me, De Gea, I was like, this is why he deserves to keep his spot. You know, you shouldn't even be thinking about Dean Henderson anymore. David is on fire, so play him. He's doing everything he wanted.
When I think about that moment, it did impress me because it's not something he's known for, to be honest. And yeah, it was something. It was refreshing.
Yeah.
Moving on, Roberto Carlos. Now, he was at definite fault for that goal that we conceded. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what him and Maguire were doing, leaving freaking Rafael Varane 2-on-1. I was crying my ass off because I was like, where's the defense? Why the halfway line? Luke Shaw was a big part to play with that. Completely out of position. That's the big negative. Overall, I think going forward, he did what he clearly wants to do, and he's clearly instructed you, and that's bomb forward and stay forward. I don't agree with it to 100%. I understand why we want to do it because, you know, it's good and he got an assist today. You got rewarded. And, you know, we've always said when we have someone like Ronaldo in, hopefully some of his assists will actually start counting. And today it counted. I think it's like a 50-50. He conceded a goal. He made up for it straight away. I do think Luke Shaw can be a bit better. But whenever I look at Luke Shaw, I think, you know, he's still confident. He believes in himself. He backs himself. There's a certain arrogance about it. But because of the mistake and because of the assist, I think it'll just balance out to a 6.
Yeah, no, he was at fault for the goal, and the whole defense, the whole team was in 6s and 7s really, but he was involved. So I guess I can't go too easy on him. But the goal, you know, I liked it, and it's becoming a thing with him. I remember against City where he drove through the middle, passed the ball, and received it back. You know, these drives that he does, and a lot of the time they're fruitful in terms of end product. So yeah, no, I like to see that. He passed to Ronaldo. He made space where Ronaldo was getting nothing really.
Good pass,
and you know, Ronaldo just finished it off. Yeah. So I'll give him a 6.5, factoring in the mistake.
Yeah, I'll tell you something right now. It's a bit controversial. I missed the Rashford Shaw link up on that left-hand side. People just left Shaw for dead on that left whenever he was attacking. I felt like he barely got the ball in the first half. Early into the second half, it was the same story. And as soon as he gets onto the ball, he gets an assist, really. I don't understand why we don't utilize him better. It's ridiculous. There's so many opportunities down that left where you could have just passed back to Shaw, easy cross into the box, and it's probably going to hit Ronaldo. But instead, we're going to cross it right to Aaron, who's going to overhit it every time. It doesn't make sense how we're playing Shaw like this. Obviously, he was to blame. I've had a big issue with his position so far this season. He's been way too attacking and completely neglecting his defensive work. And it was clear as day for this goal again that he was just completely lost in no man's land. But it was a wonderful assist, and we need to figure out how we're going to link up Sancho and Shaw, or Sancho and Bruno when Bruno's coming over to his left side again. They need to figure out this kind of interplay, because it isn't existent right now. It's not near the levels that it was with Rashford last season, when we saw the best of Shaw. So I want to see that improve going forward, but I think I'm going to agree with this. But it just balances.
Yeah. Now you see this guy. You see this guy. This guy is the reason Varane's got a bad name today. Because this man, with Luke Shaw, left all the defensive duties in that goal just to Varane. What he was doing at the halfway line, I don't know. Why he jumped into a tackle on the halfway line, I don't know. Today it was not Barry. Today it was Harry. And yet again, he's at fault for us conceding. And another day, this could end even worse. You know, if we didn't have Ronaldo, it could end very badly. He's lucky today. I feel like he left Varane for dead, but it is what it is. You all die as a team. But yeah, he's probably the worst player on the pitch there. I'm gonna give Harry Maguire a 4.
4 even.
Not good enough.
I won't lie to you. I wasn't really focused on the defense much.
I wanted to cry when I seen it. I wanted to cry.
I was looking at, the assets up front and just wondering why they're not doing their things in the beginning. And in the second half, I was admiring how well they were linking up. But yeah, I saw the mistake, and he was one of the main faults. And then besides, I didn't say anything else. Like, he was non-existent game, to be honest. So yeah, 4. 4 has a bad ring to it. I'm gonna go 5.
Yeah,
just to be nice.
I have to -1 because of captain tax.
That's fair. That's fair. The captain tax is real. But yeah, it was a very mistake. This man thought he was Aaron Wan-Bissaka for a second. He was just way advanced, and he just put in a leg, and he completely whiffed the tackle. It wasn't good. It wasn't pretty, to say the least. I saw Harry drive forward once. That's about all he contributed to this game overall. Otherwise, he left Varane for dead. Because I completely agree. I think Varane had to do all the heavy lifting, and I think he struggled a bit because of the players he was up against. So I'm definitely putting a lot of blame on Harry today, and with you at 5 also.
Yeah. It's not a good game for Harry Maguire, but hopefully he picks it up from this, because he's been doing okay, and he's been doing well recently. Yeah. Same with Rafael Varane. I think ultimately he's at fault for the goal as well, but I wouldn't say he was at the biggest fault. He came up against Alan St. Maximin a lot. He was often the guy who had to get the ball out of the box during set pieces. He got a goal today, or an assist from the header. The goal, he was 2v1. St. Maximin driving towards him, just lays it off. They score. It is what it is. No. Not his best game, but another day I would give Varane a 6, because I don't really blame him for so much. But like I said, you die by the sword, so it's because it's Varane, high standards. I'll give him a 5. More like a 6, but
Yeah, no, I feel like we get caught on the turnover a lot, and it's always going to be hard for defenders when they have to go 1-on-1.
I'm telling you, Varane is thinking, these guys think I defend by myself. That's what he's thinking. Like, they think I defend one man.
Yeah, so our defense work from midfield, our defense work in general needs to just improve, really. But yeah, as you say, he set his own standards, and we have to live by those standards. Bad performances, so I'll agree with your 5.
This was not the Rafael Varane that we saw in his debut. I will say that right now. I felt this man gave a lot of space. I felt his tackles were a bit off, and I do think it wasn't completely his fault, because he was left alone for a lot of it, and he had to just deal with really pacey and strong dribblers. So I can't really blame him. It's some of the best dribblers the league has to offer, really. It'll give any defender a handful. But I do think he was overall poor. I thought he could have been a lot better. He showed much, much better standards in his debut. And I just hope that it was that the wingers were a bit of a handful today. That's why he was a bit inconsistent. But yeah, that's all I'm hoping for right now. So I'm just going to go at the 5. It is definitely subpar. And Varane needs to find that consistency, or else he's not worth the money. I will say it again.
I don't think Varane cares, to be honest. I don't think Varane would be like, it is what it is, I'm playing Champions League.
Nobody else cares. It's just me at this point. I just want a consistent defender.
I tell
That's all I ask Oh,
If
and
we
that
had
happened.
little off today, we are getting sliced. We are getting sliced by Alan St. Maximin. I'm happy we have Rafael Varane. So
You know,
He got sliced
I kind
anyway
of
as
feel like
well.
because of our playing style, we're always gonna have. I feel like our
Mm.
defenders are always gonna have some games where they're exposed, because I
Yeah.
feel like we put so much pressure under of our defenders under so much pressure. The consistent turnovers and sometimes dropping deep and just inviting pressure. You know, a team
Yeah.
like City, Diaz will shine because a lot of the time he doesn't have to deal with anything. You know, the ball is moving around in the midfield and
Diaz
they're
does
running
that.
down time.
And when he goes for Portugal, he gets
So,
exposed. So
so yeah, I feel like our defenders compared to a Man City defender or a Liverpool defender work overtime. To be honest.
And again, I think that's purely on the manager.
yeah.
That's sad right now.
Yeah, definitely. Why on earth is Varane defending alone? I don't know. However, he did have help, and that's that man next to him. Now, I think this could be controversial, because I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was fantastic today. I thought he wasn't at fault at all for the goal. Defensively, I thought he was always on it. Offensively, I thought he was actually good. I thought he was decent. He put in a good cross, which I honestly thought Ronaldo was going to score, but obviously Ronaldo dropped in deep instead of running towards it. I thought he showed more effort. So again, overall, I don't think it's anything too fantastic, but I don't think it's average. So I'm going to give Aaron Wan-Bissaka a 7.
Can I be honest? And I've been holding this in for a couple of weeks. I want to see Dallo.
I don't. I think we see Dallo.
I
We're
want
going to see
Dalot.
3 goals every game.
We might, but the thing is, we've got Harry Maguire and not Victor Lindelof and Rafael
The
Varane.
problem is the Bayern plays at the halfway line.
The coaches
Oh.
should figure out how those two defenders can, like, get them to work with tactics that are good enough for them to manage these situations. You know, because you see the best teams. You know, you've seen Barcelona for a long time with the fullbacks bombing up. You've seen Liverpool for the longest time with Trent and Robertson. Yes, they do get help from the midfield, but a lot of the time you see the two defenders left alone and they marshal it. You know, and I just think we need to work on how we defend. You know, as a unit. You know, and I just want a fullback that can consistently, accurately just bomb those crosses, you know? And I just think Wan-Bissaka maybe is a bit of balance. There's an argument, but going forward, I think Dalot is superior. And I feel like he could have an effect, maybe not as much as a Trent, because Trent maybe is on his own bracket and so going forward, but something similar, you know? And I would like to see that. We see Alonso at Chelsea, you know. Alonso's not great defensively, and I know they play at 5.
None of the
but,
good right backs can defend. None of them. We've had Reece James,
Sorry?
Trent. They can't defend.
Best is Reece
They
James.
all just go forward.
True, that's true. But then, like,
I would only disagree with Reece James. He's a really good defensive right back as well.
But I'm comparing him to Aaron.
You
Yeah, no.
Your
but
fullbacks
impossible to stand
give you more. You know, your fullbacks give you more, and maybe not completely replacing Wan-Bissaka. No. But especially in today's game,
Yeah, no, I
going
agree. Like, there's no harm playing.
I would have felt like, you know,
keeper like Taylor.
let's
and
play.
Dalot today, yeah.
Dalot, you know, and give him a good amount of game time because I think he'll make our attacks stronger.
I think we had
'Cause
someone like Pep who could do that. We'd see Tellers and Dalot
Yeah.
against low block teams.
I don't think Wan-Bissaka is bad going forward. I just kind of feel like he takes too long sometimes, you know. He thinks about it too long, he dwells on it too long, he makes the wrong pass sometimes. And then there's times where his crosses are very accurate, you know. So I just want that consistency really. And he still doesn't look very natural at it. So yeah, I don't know. But I think he was alright today. I'm gonna give him a 6.
I think the one thing we can also say about Aaron is he's worlds ahead of everyone defensively. Like in the world of football, I don't think there's a defensive right back. He showed it again today. Fantastic side tackle, stops a counter. And he does it every game, and he consistently saves our ass, which is exactly why I'm with Shawnee and saying if we take Aaron out of the team, we're going to concede another 2 goals today, probably, realistically. Aaron is way too good defensively, and he's just decent going forward. I would never call him good going forward. He's just always
Another
there.
day,
And
his cross today could have gave him an assist. It was a great cross. It went straight through everyone.
yeah, there was one really, really good one. I think I know which one you're talking about, where Sancho was making the late run, and Sancho didn't make the low one across the yeah. But besides that today, I thought Aaron displaced so many crosses. I thought he whiffed about a good 5 crosses before he put in a decent one. he just overshot every single cross and it just went to nobody. And I get that's why a lot of people don't like him.
But I felt
going
like that
forward.
was most of
Yeah.
the players today. No one really put the cross on the
I
head.
hear you, Jenny, but like, I just feel like in general, it doesn't feel natural with Aaron, you know? Like the combination of him and Mason is just never, there's never been a harmony there. It
No,
just
but I
looks.
understand. And I've always said that you could give me Trent tomorrow, I won't take him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is my right back, and he will forever be my right back. And that's just how I am. Because I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I wouldn't really want him doing too much going forward, and I think we'll fall apart defensively without him. So
I think when you have a player like Paul Pogba in the midfield, you should try and encourage him to drift into the right-hand spaces and do what Aaron is doing going forward and just play like a back three in that sort of sense. Like a tactically inclined manager would do something like that. You have one of the best defensive little backs. You don't have to utilize his attacking, which is meh overall. I think in a different system, it could definitely work like that. And in a different system, I do think Dalot is probably one of the best right backs in the world in that conversation. It's as simple as that. In a Klopp system, Dalot is going to do exactly what Trent does.
exactly.
And he's going to whip in crosses consistently. He's going to get a ton of assists. It's just depending on tactically. And under Oli, I don't want to see anyone except Aaron.
Yeah,
I will actually cry.
That's the problem.
Those last
I
pitch
don't want
tackles
to see
that saved
anyone
us too many
other than
times.
Aaron as well, because with
I
Ollie, you
guess-
can't trust.
Yeah.
If you want to compare to Klopp, we don't have the midfielders to work so hard that they cover for the ball. You know?
I think we do, though. I think that Fred and Donny are super hard-working midfielders.
Yeah,
I know they've been
Fred,
very
Fred,
inconsistent, but I think you can make the system work if you wanted to.
True, I guess. But do you think let's say we think Matic and Pogba are probably our best in those positions? Do you think they could track back and help in that sense?
Matic
I don't
should
know.
be holding Harry and Varane's hand
You
every
should,
single
you
game.
should, yeah.
He should be. That should be his job. He
I
should
told
not
you today,
go
boys,
off
I'm
the half
telling
line.
you,
Not at all.
we've scrapped defense. We don't defend anymore. From now on, this is what you're going to
Ridiculous
see
considering
every
we
week.
play Matic.
Exact. We're not
We do
defending.
not defend.
Everyone's on the halfway line, and we're gonna just be knocking that ball straight to Ronaldo as much as we can, and hopefully,
Exactly.
it starts to click even more consistently. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that can work. That can work if we knock the ball productively.
That's the thing. Like I don't mind.
No, we
like,
don't
I don't
mind
mind.
with
Like
the
I
win.
said it.
Doesn't matter
I
if
said it when I
not
said I'll play
productive.
Donny even. I'm going to every game and I'll win it 10-6. It's okay. I don't mind. Screw the defense. Screw it. Let's just go
Don't
score
worry about
points.
that. It's just- You have a
I don't wanna
defensive
lose.
player. You play him offensively. What is wrong with
Exactly.
you?
Like,
It's simple
like I've
principle,
always
right?
said, I wouldn't have my Luke Shaw or my Wan-Bissaka go up. I would have them deep.
Yeah. And you have a super attacking midfield to compensate for that. But the inverse should happen if you're using them attackingly. You should let Pogba and Matic sit a
You
bit.
should let all of
You
them.
don't have them
Everyone,
just
all of
bomb
them,
and
literally,
go.
All of them can go anywhere because they're all capable. of
Yeah,
going
exactly.
anywhere, so, but yeah, clear. Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I think, again, Aaron was very good defensively and just meh going forward. So I'll give it the 6. I think it's as simple as that right now with Aaron. Do you think he's had some good performances and he'll continue to have good performances?
I think so as well.
And yeah, I think him and Mason are starting to work a lot better, though.
Yeah.
The chemistry's definitely improved
I
since
think
last.
so as well. But I can't wait for him in Central
Yeah.
because that's supposed to be the real right wing.
Be
But
very interesting, yeah.
I'll get there. Oh, boys, this man is going to smash that assist record out the park. He got 2 assists today. He's Paul Pogba. I mean, there's nothing more else to say about it. I love the guy. I hope he stays. Don't care if he's dead pads or whatever, because like I said, this man is quality. I thought his distribution today was good. Listen, tracking back is never a good thing, so it is what it is. Obviously, he didn't track back, he didn't do anything for us defensively. But then again, none of our team besides Varane and Aaron Wan-Bissaka defended for us. So Paul Pogba does what he does. 8 out of 10. 2 assists. 2 assists.
What is your
up
now?
to 7?
6 assists.
7.
7 assists.
7 assists in the league.
There's 3 assists, 1 assist, and 2, I think it was. So yeah, something like that.
Wasn't that the top assist of last season, like 14?
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna smash it. out
20.
the park. He's not even going for. He's going for the record, the all-time assist in the league. He's going for that.
Yeah. He can stay fit, he could smash it, really. And that would be amazing. If he did that, then yeah. You see, we have all the tools to do it. There's one man on the touchline who's
Technically, he
there.
did it
One
today. I can't lie. Like for me, like I said, I know it wasn't the best. It wasn't optimized, but that's what I kind of expected today. Everyone, it was written how it was supposed to be done.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, no, Pogba did things today, and he wasn't doing much defensive work, which was great, and he was involved going forward, and yes, a little. Didn't really see much of him in the first half, but second half he did. Those 1-2 plays, busy toying with the defense, and he got 2 assists. So yeah, I can't disagree with Nate.
And once again, another week later, standing in front of you, preaching Paul Pogba was dog shit today and he stat padded 2 assists. I will never understand it. I don't understand how this man keeps on doing it. I felt he did nothing today. I thought he passed side to side for 90% of the game. He was non-existent defensively, and he just helped Bruno smack home a worldie, and he just put a pinpoint cross to Lingard's feet. I hate him. I hate him. He's too good. He's too good.
He's all class. I'm telling you, boys. He walks into all my 11s. He's just Pogba. It's just amazing.
So much.
I fucking love Pogba.
He needs to do so much more for the team. He just wants.
You honestly, in the right, like I said, everything. If we had a right manager, this man could get 5 assists. But at the moment, he's getting 2. So, I'm not going to complain too much.
I could get that assist.
Yes, well, not the Lingard one. The Lingard one,
Maybe the Bruno one, all of us could get it. I'm not giving the Lingard one, yeah.
That was a pinpoint pass through a bunch of defenders. Respect for that. Besides that, there is nothing. I hate him. I don't think he's utilized well by Ali in the slightest, and he's just stat padding every game. I that's so much. It aggravates me to no just return it. It feels like he's putting like subpar Fred performance.
I feel like he does this to annoy, to be honest.
And I agree.
Like,
I feel
I'm
like
gonna be average. I'm gonna get 2 assists, and I'm gonna get this.
I don't know. What really clicked for me today is that I feel like we do so well in second halves because we've got so much talent and teams get tired.
Yes, I 100% agree. That's Ali's tactic. Tire them out. In the second half, you just have them go.
Like, our quality will eventually get us over the line. So
literally.
What it is.
That's our game plan. That's so frustrating. I just can't with Pogba. Because you know what? I know exactly what Paul Pogba's made of. I know he can whip that long ball. I know he can do those pinpoint passes 24/7. But he just doesn't do them in the system. And it aggravates me so much because he does it once, it's an assist immediately. Where was that earlier when Ronaldo's making a run forward and we're just passing side to side? Where is this Paul Pogba when there's anybody making a run? And it aggravates me so much.
It's the consistency. It's like every game is like a 10 or 20 minutes of Pogba is just unplayable. And the rest is like, he's chilling. He's walking around.
Exactly.
That's just how Pogba can be.
It's this season Paul Pogba especially is just doing absolutely nothing and just passing a ball and it's perfect.
I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I would not change it for the world.
Oh, it just we could respect it for 7 if I saw Paul Pogba trying to just play those balls more often, if we just try to play a little more direct, which you should do versus a low block.
Yeah.
He gets 4 assists today, and it's like really good assists they're going to be on top of that. It's not going to be that stat pad Bruno assist, that's for sure. But yeah, it's all tactic-wise, and I feel like it's the Aaron Wan-Bissaka thing that people have with the Aaron just looking unnatural going forward. I think it's the same with me and Pogba right now. It is just not working for me whatsoever. I hate him endlessly, but he gets 2 assists at the end of the day, and I cannot be upset. And it upsets me more. He gets a 7 and I'm moving on a 5.
Yeah. He's gonna smash that assist record. And it is, he's lucky.
No doubt.
Yeah.
4 games in with 7 assists.
It's ridiculous.
It's done, it's gone.
Yeah. Moving forward, Matic. He rolled back the years today, didn't he? They're driving forward. Even the one round, I was laughing at. He was rolling back the years. Defensively, he wasn't asked to defend today, but again, he's the best we have in that position probably. He's the only CDM. Distribution, clean, I would have liked a bit more defense from him. Other than that though, happy days. I thought this team is almost perfect. Literally, if you want, the only thing I would really change is bring Donny into it just to take the piss and attack teams flawlessly, but got no complaints. In fact, outmatched Pogba's 8.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
I just wanted him to defend more. But again, like I said, I have seen Fred. I've seen Scott McTominay. No.
Standards are down here.
Yes.
Okay.
This Matic and Pogba pivot today. Oh yes. It's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, Manchester and Pogba have always been good. I guess the problem is that Manchester can't do it every game. Remember during Project Restart, where we smashed Brighton, cool interplay, and then Matic hit some the pass. And I'm not sure. I think it was to Rashford. And Rashford cost to Bruno,
Another
and Bruno
thing,
scored a volley.
some games you're giving, I mean not Rashford, Matic 2s, 3s, you know, but then he has a game like this and you're like, that's why he's technically still our best CDM.
But like in terms of rolling back the years, Matic used to score about at least one cracker every season.
He was going for it today. Going for it.
Because this man was shooting on sight. And yeah, I'd hoped he scored, but then he needed to calm down in that sense. But besides that, yeah, no, I can't disagree. I think midfield-wise and in terms of technical ability, he can't get better than Matic, really, in this team.
You didn't put a foot wrong today, that's the thing. He just wasn't defending. That's my only issue.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say 8. You know, you need 2 assists to get an 8. So I want to go with 7.
Yeah, I thought Matic was alright. I didn't really take anything of note from this game. I just thought he was okay. I did not see the spectacular Matic. I just saw an alright Matic. And again, I would have liked to see him in a more defensive situation. Matic should not be here to try to be our primary playmaker. Those sports streamers, it's not his job. It shouldn't be what he's here for, especially at his age. I want him playing more deep. I want him to spray those long balls that he's comfortable with, even just linking up there. He doesn't need to be driving forward 24/7. That's not what he should be here for. But yeah, it was just a solid performance, so I got 6.5.
Okay. I think lots of people liked Matic's performance today, so I'm not surprised by that one. You see this one? Yeah, it's controversial. Eesh, that sounds controversial because, yeah, until that goal, he was stinking it up. I can't lie, he was stinking it up at Old Trafford. 0 passes, mate. Tackling is non-existent. You know, just running down, frustration. It looks like he wanted to just do everything for Ronaldo, which I respect. But there were so many times I'm like, Bruno, if Ronaldo wasn't in this team, you were shooting from there. You were doing this from there. But now all of a sudden, Ronaldo's in the team. You know, you're losing your head a bit. You know, you need to calm down. But as soon as he was open, it was never in doubt. It was never in doubt that, you know, the GOAT, he pulled through again. You know, Bruno Fernandes, love him or hate him, he's the best. And like I said this before, you know, Ronaldo do his thing. But no, don't ever sleep on Bruno Fernandes because he's the second most inevitable player behind Cristiano Ronaldo. And, you know, usually I'd give him a 7, but because that game was, that goal was so spectacular. I'm going to have to give it 8. But honestly, if it wasn't for that, I don't want to talk. Let's pretend it didn't do anything else.
Yeah. I think Shaw, Sancho, Mason, Bruno, they were all feeling on all the people. Because every time they got the ball, they were trying to cross.
I think Ronaldo's like, guys, this is too much. This is too much. That is.
Yeah, but I like the commentator when Bruno scored. It's like, you know, I'm still here. You know, don't forget me, I'm still here. And yeah, what a wonder goal. You know, they were speaking.
It's
like,
a Bruno goal.
You know,
that's literally a Bruno goal.
Penalties. Yeah, he's not going to take penalty anymore. He won't score. He doesn't score open play goals, you know. And like, yeah, I don't know when they're going to shut up. Bruno just keeps proving them wrong. So yeah, I'll agree with you, Nate. I think not a great game. It was try-hard Bruno. Everything was being skied. But he scored a wonder goal, which, deserves a beat.
Yeah, I think I can say that Bruno was very frustrated and was trying way too hard at times. And again, I'm not happy with his positioning. I saw him more advanced than Ronaldo for a large part of the first half. But I can't get over why Oli is like insisting with the system of nearly 2 strikers with no creativity in the midfield to try break down a low block. It doesn't make sense. And it didn't work in the first half. Very clearly didn't. And Bruno just slaps home a wonder goal after all his frustrations. So yeah, I think that gets him 7 at least.
7.
Yeah.
All is mine. It's not. How can we be more creative from the midfield? It's like we need to get more people.
Yeah, we need more goals. You know? Shoot! Go!
I'm telling you, Oli is just telling those players to do what they do. You know what I mean? They just
shoot,
go.
So
it is what it is. And I don't think we're gonna see a change because he's got such a good team that it needs to go somehow really wrong, you know, to like go wrong because I don't know. The team is so good. The team wasn't even firing at its full force today, and they smacked Newcastle 4-1. So it is what it is. I'll get a few players because I still want to talk about Messi Lingard. You know, I slated that substitution. But, you know, he worked out at the end. But anyways, we'll get there. I know Modoto can't wait for Lingard. But I have to speak about this player today. I cannot lie to you. If Ronaldo was not here, he was my man of the match. Jadon Sancho today was on fire. And that's on the left wing. For me, Sancho was on fire. Every time he got the ball, those defenders were going to fall apart. They looked shaky. They looked nervous. It looked so good from Sancho today. The passes could have been a bit better. But some of the passes that he did make and he did complete, it was just like, geez. It was almost like people forgot who we signed. And today, I think lots of people will sleep on it. But Jadon Sancho was fantastic for me. He deserved to play the full game, I thought. I think he needs some game time at the right thing. But same like Mason Greenwood, I don't mind because Mason, he still deserves it. You know, he deserves that position. But Sancho, woo, more of that. I think once you get the numbers up and running, it'll be GG's. Could have had a goal. Could have had an assist today. Could have happened anything. But I'll give Jadon Sancho and number 7.
To be honest, I thought he was better. Didn't think he was great. I just thought he was better today. I think he seems a bit more comfortable. I think he understands. He's starting to understand what Ole wants of him. You know, he gets the ball. He's a bit more direct. You know, and he's a bit more sharp with making the pass. And okay, what am I saying? That's Jadon Sancho described. You know, that's Jadon Sancho at Dortmund, I guess. But it's been hard. It hasn't been really getting off at the moment. And I just think today it just seemed like he was more in control, you know. And I just think end product was still struggling. I do think that's down to 9 men behind the ball, and all the shit tactics. But beside that, I thought he looked better, and it's something to work from. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Yeah. I think you could say this was probably Sancho's actual debut. This showed the player that we bought. It just showed a really technically gifted player that can do a lot. He's got a great positional sense when he's playing on the left. He's very much like Rashford on the left as expected. He's in the box a lot, waiting for a lot of crosses, cutting
I
inside
think he just
quite a
makes
lot.
better decisions. I was so proud to mention that right now. Jadon Sancho didn't get an assist or a goal today, but I still gave him a better rating than when Rashford blanks, you know? And that's just because I think his decisions is what sets the difference. In a game like this, you know, where he doesn't get anything or he doesn't contribute too much, it's still better than what Rashford does when he stinks it up, you know? Like if this is the worst Jadon Sancho can get on the left, oh my, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Sancho looked very dangerous. He was really well
I'm worried, to be honest, because I do think he will be better than Rashford, but I do think decisions are left to the players too much under Ole. You know, I do think we're gonna see a better Daniel James at least, because there'll be a better blueprint
for sure.
how to move him. You know, here Jadon Sancho at Dortmund. I think Dortmund have always played pretty good football. Under every manager, it's a mandate to play pretty moving, productive football. Yeah. So he's coming from a place where, kind of like Donny, where there's a great structure in terms of how you play football. Yeah. Here, it's just do your thing, you know, and that's hard to adapt to, you know. So I worry a little, but you know he's a good player, and I think he'll carry them.
I think he's just filling in the left until Rashford comes. To be honest, I think as soon as Rashford's back, we will see Jadon Sancho on the right. So, which is actually where he can start creating more stuff. You know, over here, this is his left, and he was creating more than Rashford has ever done in his life from the left. You know, so I was impressed. Can't lie.
Yeah, I was very impressed. Again, I think the only downfall to his game today again was him not linking up to Oliver Shaw. But besides that, I thought he was really good. He looked very sharp. His decision making again was fantastic. He knew when to dribble. He knew when to pass. He knew when he needed to make the overlapping runs. He knew just everything. It's just that overall awareness that I feel Rashford has lacked a lot, and that's why it gives him better rating. Because I've seen Rashford stay perfectly still in a situation, try to beat 5 men when he knows he can't do anything. But like Sancho will recycle the ball to like Matic rather than try to take on 3 players on the left hand side when he's stuck in a corner. He'll try and make that overlapping run with Ronaldo, and Ronaldo drops deep a little bit. It's just that knowledge of where he needs to be is ridiculous. Is really well done for him. So I'm really excited to see more of him, and I will agree with you at the 7.
Yeah, I think issue as well. I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm not gonna speak about him yet, but let's talk about my son, because my son, I feel like, obviously he didn't get his goal today. He got a shabby assist, fantasy assist as we like to call it. Does his step over, takes a shot, bounces, Ronaldo scores. But I don't know. I feel like people will slate Mason Greenwood today, but I didn't really have a problem today. I felt like, for me, when I watched United, it seemed a lot of players were suffering from the Ronaldo syndrome and the nervousness. Everyone was just nervous and too excited. But I felt like Greenwood still did his thing. He didn't let anything affect him. He still did the step overs. He still went direct. If he wanted to assist Ronaldo, he could. But like, for example, when Martial came on, he could have had a goal. Martial should have had a goal. He should have shot. But instead, he wanted to give a Hollywood pass to Ronaldo to tap in for his hat trick. If we didn't have Ronaldo, Martial was shooting, and he would probably score there. But Greenwood, I feel like if he was in that situation, and he was in that situation today, he didn't care about Ronaldo being next to him. He's going to do his thing. He's going to do his step overs. He's still going to shoot. And he did it. It bounced off the keeper. Ronaldo taps it in. And I want Greenwood to keep doing that, because I think if Greenwood learns to be like Ronaldo, it's game over. It's proper game over. And I think he could be better. There's that one shot where Ronaldo fell on the floor in an extremely tight angle. I was just thinking, I would never expect Ronaldo to score from there. But if it was Mason, he might just somehow find the back of the net. So for me, I'm going to give Mason Greenwood, my son,
I'm opening the tight angle I am thinking of.
But the one where he fell on his ass, that one.
That's okay, I don't care who you are, I'll say that now.
It's never green.
I don't care, that was never green. That was a proper Hollywood shot.
Allowed, isn't it?
He did it for the fans. He
Ronaldo
has to do something. That's what Ronaldo does though. It's like, let me try to run back the years, and it's like, okay, let me just stick to what I'm good at, to score the goal.
It did, yeah, that one moment just seemed like, he's back on Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna try something spectacular, I'm a showman, exactly. He's like, I'm a showman, I'm the best in the world, I need to do something. Okay.
Yeah, but Mason also playing out the step overs to show him. Yeah, I've been watching you. And I just think Mason as well, victim of all his poor tactics, I just feel like whenever we play low block, our wingers will always struggle, So I just think it was an average Mason performance. He was trying to put those crosses and he was taking on. But there won't be much end product because we just don't know how to play as a team effectively now. And that needs to be solved if we're going to win. But yeah, no, I'll agree with you, Seven. You got me an assist in fantasy. I can't be complaining.
I'm not going to write it because I want to write down the other players who came on as well. But
yeah. So I just felt we didn't see enough of Greenwood today. I felt he didn't get enough of the ball, especially in the first half. Yeah. I felt he was next to non-existent for a lot of the game, and then he just popped a random shot, and Ronaldo just taps it in. It was one of those type of performances. It felt kind of like that Rashford MIA performance, in all honesty. I didn't felt like he contributed all that much. But again, I still wouldn't be playing someone like Greenwood against a low block, because that's not his forte, unless he can pop a shot like that and get lucky, like he was today. And that doesn't happen. Greenwood genuinely shouldn't have really played today. He's not a winger. We all know this. He's a striker. He wants to score goals. He's not going to be there to help Ronaldo score his goals. Mm-hmm. And that's what we needed today. And again, he still got his assist. Well, fantasy assist. He very much step had that one.
That was the biggest step pad today.
Second biggest.
That was the biggest stat pad assist I have ever seen in my life.
Those little tap to put up. Wow, that has got to be the biggest stat pad.
Simple as that, That's an assist.
Yeah, admittedly, that was all I felt being really contributed to, just a random pop shots, and he just existed for the rest of the game. So I'll give him a 6, but that's only because he got the assist.
Fair enough. Now, the main man we've all been waiting for. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best to ever do it, the best that will ever do it. 36 years old, back in the hardest league in the world. 2 goals on his debut. So I'll leave it at there for now. So Maroto, you can take over, because I'm just gonna be crazy like that. Yeah, so you carry on.
He doesn't look 36, and he's still got that pace, it seems. Maybe not as quick as he used to be, but he's still pretty quick,
Yeah.
And yeah, Ronaldo's just amazing. What a monster. Ole's luck will never cease to amaze. You know, he gets Ronaldo now just to help him out, shithouse even more. How fantastic! So yeah, no, yes, I can imagine before he scored the goals, a lot of people might have been saying Ronaldo's finished. I can imagine there must be a lot of drafts that got deleted. I can imagine that. But this is what he is now. You know, he's not gonna take on people. And what I hated is that I know Ronaldo does drop in because he naturally has good footwork. He naturally can link up. But there was times I felt like he was dropping in too much because we're just not getting the ball to him, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yes, I want him to contribute. Is that an extra one?
That's a 7.
Okay. I thought you put extra one down there. So
my markers are running on me. That's why I'm testing.
Yeah, but what he is, that guy, if you give him the ball in the box, you know, it's Cavani times 20. You know, he will just make it happen, you know, and that's a massive asset to have because, you know, you need the striker who's going to score you the ridiculous amount of goals and get you over the line. And he's going to be there for us, you know. I mean, he scored 2 goals today in his first game, you know, and a lot of people will say, you know, he didn't really play that well. It's scary, you know, what's going to happen to young boys? I'm scared for young boys. So, yeah, no, quality performance. You know what, 10.
Man of the match.
What more is it?
You know, now. Okay,
There's 18 is a cumulative one. That's right.
If you can say that number, I'm very impressed. But, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot of zeros. I'm not even going to try count that. You can go. But yeah, it's Ronaldo. That's all I have to say. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored a brace on his debut. He tried to do some magic. And again, the only issue I have is with Ali's system where you're making Cristiano Ronaldo drop deep to go fetch the damn ball while you're making Bruno play striker. I want to murder you. Every single time I saw Bruno drop deep.
I told you guys, this is Bruno's
Ronaldo
team.
drop deep for Bruno. I
Bruno's
can't.
team.
I just can't. It hurts my brain. I don't want to think about it. Ronaldo is insane. He's one of the greatest of all time. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
And the 10 out of 10 performance, scores a brace, gets 2 real chances, and he buries them both.
Yeah, I think that first goal is actually very underrated because I know it's a tap-in, but like I said, 99% of strikers will never go for that shot afterwards.
Cavani's positioning would never.
Exactly. Cavani, we can applaud Cavani, but I have my doubts. He would have never done that. You know,
Yeah.
Lewandowski, no other striker does that. You know,
One man would have done it. I think Michael Owen would tell you it would have been Cavani.
when Michael Owen gets 5 Ballon d'Ors and playing at 36 in Premier League under Ollie's system, you know that's what I know. That's because I'll be honest. I don't know any other player in the world who can do what Ronaldo did today under this circumstance. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And you know the goats back home, more of that, and I'm pretty sure. You know, he's not going to let his foot off. I'm pretty sure Ronaldo would be giving himself like a 7 because he wanted a hat-trick today. It's probably like I was a bit sloppy somewhere, but fucking hell, it's Ronaldo, isn't it?
I felt like there was times where other players were making mistakes, but because it's first game, we're saying, okay, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react. But yeah, there was some dizzy moves that I felt like I can imagine Ronaldo, you know, throwing his hands in the air, saying, what are you doing, mate? You know, it's simple. So yeah. And those times I was seeing him tell the rest of the team to move the ball quick, you know. And as Ole, I don't know what I would think to myself as a manager. Even Ronaldo in his first game sees the basics that we're doing wrong, you know. So, Ole, oh my gosh, Ole is gonna be the death of us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But you know, it's Ronaldo's day. There was never in doubt. Man of the match, no doubt about it as well. Deserved. However, to be honest with you, I was not happy with the Lingard situation just because I felt Sancho deserved the whole thing. And, you know, like I said, I don't see how Lingard fits in this team ahead of Donny, Tony, whatever. Comes on.
Yeah, but you just showed you how
let me finish. You can have your moment afterwards, okay? I wrote Messi on the board for a reason. So it's Messi Lingard there. Listen, he has his moment. It's a great goal, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not going to score that probably. It's a fantastic goal. I'm actually very impressed by all the substitutes today. They all came on. Well, I guess it's hard not to be impressed now because you fucking have to work to get into this team. You have to do some other things to get into the starting 11 now. So, yeah, no problem. Like Moloto has been saying it, you know, can Lingard do this, produce a goal off the wing, whatever. He did it today. Would I have done it? No. But am I happy Ollie did it and proved us wrong, in quotation marks? Yes. You know, I'm not going to complain. If he does that all the time, happy days. I don't mind being wrong. But yeah, great goal from Messi. I'll give him the same. I mean, let's relax. I'm not going to go too much. And then, Tony. Martial. If it wasn't Ronaldo, you were scoring today. Just know you were scoring today. 1-on-1. Old Anthony Martial without Ronaldo finishes that. New one, you seen Ronaldo for the hat-trick. He's probably like, if I don't pass, he's going to kill me. So you attempted a pass and it didn't go off well. Then he does a little dummy, similar to like Donny's dummy. I don't know if you ever remembered. It falls to Lingard. So, you know, Martial's still a smart player. And I think Tony is going to work well. There is a spot in this place. I don't think he can maybe start all the games, but I definitely think he's still a Manchester United player. And I still have hope for Anthony Martial. Because when I watch him play, even the little 5 minutes he got today, I can tell you right now, no one gets me more excited than Anthony Martial. So I'll give Martial a save. And then we have Donny, who I love. So I'll give Donny a save. Did nothing wrong. And he's Donny. Passes the ball, moves the ball. As soon as he comes on, the team all of a sudden looks good. I'm just saying, man. Donny and Martial, you know, they look good. But yeah, Malotto, you have your moment now.
You know what the problem is? You don't realize that Jay Ling's a pawn. That's what your issue is here. Because my boy came on, you know, he got the ball. Ronaldo was open. He's like, no.
Yeah, no, that's how I was pissed off also. You know that. I was like, you see, you know, Ronaldo was open. The hat trick. You know, Ronaldo was, you know, you did that thing. You're lucky you went in. Because if that didn't go in, his hand was going all the way back. But because he had it,
I saw it.
Like,
he held himself back.
Yeah, he held himself. I was like, okay, fine, fair enough.
I know. You know what?
He's on form.
I agree.
Form. Scored for England, scored for United now.
Yeah.
Same with
You know,
Martial.
this guy's not gonna
In form. Went on international duty, did his thing, came back, didn't do bad.
Yeah. I honestly think this guy was just going through a rough patch, you know? And I think he is good enough to be on Manchester United's bench. I honestly think so. And yeah, I'm really happy for him. And if he can come on and do that, then, you know, he's perfect, Jay. You know, if he's happy with not being a starter and can come on and make a difference, then that's all I ask.
Okay.
A terrible time.
This is a horrible time to post, but you know. Okay, Malot is back after his internet died because he knows that the internet knows. But yeah, you were saying?
No, my internet's jealous of Lingard. That's what the problem is here. Because I was going to give him a 9.
9.
He's going to get a 9 today. I'm not hearing otherwise.
You can just go through all of
Tony.
them. Yeah, just go through all of them.
Okay, Tony was alright, you know. It's tough in Tony right now. Like, I don't think we can hide that at the moment. He wants to be striker. He's not going to be striker. It's tough. Yeah, it's not going to happen, sadly, for him. And now he's competing with Greenwood, Rashford, and Sancho for position. And game time, so. And Lingard, what am I saying? What am I saying?
Boy, come on.
How could I? Oh my god, something wrong. So it's going to be tough for him to get into this team. But yeah, he looked positive today. He scored for France, as you said. And that's the beauty of playing at this level, you know, and having such quality players, you know. It should drive him on. You know? He shouldn't go into a hole and not give his best. And I'm excited to see how this pans out. I'm going to give him a 6.5. And Donny, Donny was right. I think Donny was progressive, you know. Donny is a quality footballer, you know, and he can make things happen when he gets on the pitch. I don't know why Ola doesn't see that. I don't know why Ola's giving him 5 minutes.
5 minutes to see it. 5 minutes and I see the difference.
Oh my gosh. Ola, we'll get there. But yeah. I'll agree with your 7. And he needs more game time.
Yeah.
I didn't put Donny play today. He's going to play against Young Boys.
We'll get there in the preview, isn't it? Because our schedule is going to be about to be jam-packed. So.
That's true. Got to get hectic again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Messi Lingard again. He came on, it was beautiful. Energizer Bunny did everything right. Going to good position, fantastic shot, fantastic goal. I had no issue giving him an 8. It was fantastic. Super sub. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta go and give him 7.
Exactly. Again.
Have it.
I want Messi to keep on proving us wrong. I want him to show why he deserves to play for Manchester United.
Yeah.
I want him to carry on being this player. I really do, because obviously I don't want us to have to splurge into the market just for a bench player again when we have someone like Messi right there, you know?
Yeah.
So he continues being super sub Messi. I'm more than happy enough with him. But if he starts just looking like an Energizer Bunny again, contributing absolutely zero again, then I'm more than happy to ship him off. I will not blink twice if I see him leave next summer.
Thing is,
Unless
if he can get a goal
Yeah.
off the bench consistently, even it's like, why isn't he thinking I need to go somewhere? You know, like if
Yeah,
you're
that
that
as well.
good, and the standard is literally so good at this team, which is not a bad thing, you know. If I was only Lingard can say I don't want to be here. That's it.
Yeah, you know, someone has to be Solskjaer. You know, someone has to be an
Okay. So we'll have to see how that goes with Jesse going forward. Yeah, I wish him the best. And clearly he's found some form in life, so let's see if he keeps it up. I want to see him keep it at United. Tony, again, I do think he's looking a lot better now. He's starting to find his footing. I think it was just a really slow start to the season. And I think the France gave him a bit of confidence, and he played with some confidence today. I do think he tried to overthink it, trying to get to Ronaldo.
It's because you would have
Definitely
died
is.
if you didn't try pass. You would have died. Even if that
I feel
ball
like
went
Ali
to
would
the,
have reached on
that
you.
ball
Never
it
gonna
could
play
have
again if you
literally
don't pass the
exactly.
ball.
That's exactly what
Oh.
would have happened. I'm telling you, Martial will shoot 99% of the time if Ronaldo wasn't there. But because he was there,
I think
he
it's
knew.
very forced,
He
yeah.
knew that was my deathbed if I don't pass.
Exactly. Overall, I just think he was solid. He looked productive again. He looked just like Tony. He looked like he was going to do everything again just from 2 seasons ago. Yeah, I was very happy that I'll give it the 7.
Hey.
And yeah, it's Donny all the way. Donny is an immense player. I can't with Ali. I just hate life. I will agree with the 7s, but I'm going to say this before we even start with Ali right now. Ali has proclaimed himself to know that Donny can play anywhere across the midfield, and yet he still insists on playing him as a 10. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind with him. He knows he can play deeper, but what does he do straight away? He subs off Bruno for him and makes him play 10.
Yeah. At least Bruno got a rest. Yeah, at least.
What are they saying?
Time,
That
does
you
not
don't
bring
really have a
it.
purpose in the squad. I'm just trying to manufacture a place for you. That's how Ole sees it, which is madness.
Must be. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But speaking about the great man himself, you know, Mr. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Tell you what, he's living life. He's loving life. He's going to go home today, and he's gonna bang. You know what I mean? So, but you know,
Making a baby in honor of Ronaldo.
you know, it's how Clay feels about Pogba. It's how I'm gonna feel about Oli. It could have been better. Easily could have been better. It could be worlds better. Literally could be worlds better. However, 1-4-1. The team he picked was spot on, really. Besides Donny, but you know that was pushing it anyways. I thought we dominated the first 25 minutes. Everyone looked very nervous for some reason. There wasn't really a clear plan. But I'm not going to slate you. You get away with it this week, and hopefully you get away with it more often. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
I'm not having it. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. You know, this guy has too many assets for us to be playing like this. He's going to waste this opportunity. He's gonna pass next year.
Yeah, you won 4-1 today. Like,
Liverpool are gonna get Mbappe next season, and then we're gonna be in the mud, you know, with this club. I'm not having it. We play rubbish football. I could coach us to play more attractive football.
yeah, I could.
It
do
is
that as
so
well.
bad.
I don't deny it, but yeah.
Like, we can't hold the ball. We're Manchester United and we play like Burnley from time to time, and it annoys me so much. So I'm not having it today. He gets a 1. I'm honestly not interested. I'm not interested.
I love
You
the
keep
turn
getting
from
a
last
1
season. I
until
love
you
the
get
character development from last season. Some sauce.
Where was this
This
last
happens
season?
last season. Blitz is giving him 8 as well. And then
Literally, we would lose 1-0, and we would be like, nah, it's not Ollie's fault. 7. I'm like,
What's that bad?
What?
It was a 7.
Today we win 4-1, and it gives him a 1. Nah, I'm not having it.
Oh,
I'm not having
the
it.
I
character
like that saying,
development.
you know, you get 3 seasons, and in 3
I'm
seasons if nothing's changing, then there's something
Oh.
wrong.
The character development's absolutely immense. I can't believe it.
I've
I
never
am
seen
so
something like this in
happy.
my life.
I'm so proud.
You know? You
We
didn't
have
even
spread a
lose it.
little
You
onion
didn't even
outside.
lose.
It's fantastic. But yeah, again, from an Ollie world right now, I don't think he did anything wrong today. Again, if this was any other manager, it's 100% going to be a better game. But under Ollie, I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I think only Van de Beek was the only miss from the squad. The subs were decent, and just everything went to plan today. Again, we could have been so much better tactically, and I fully agree with that. Any other managers coaching this team, we're winning a 7-0, we're moving on with life, we're checking us off on our way to the Premier League title. Simple as that right now. But under Oli, considering his standards, this was average for him. Genuinely was just an average performance. I think there's definitely an argument for a high rating. There's always an argument for a low rating considering his tactical style in general. So I'm just going to be in the middle because we conceded and should not be dominated by Newcastle at stages.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very frustrating game. Yeah, drop that.
We'll drop it, Baba. Because that defensive, oh my god.
Because if it wasn't for how poorly we defend, how much pressure was put onto us, how many chances they received, with a team like that, that is unacceptable, and that's why I'm dropping down to just a 6.
Mine would have been lower. Just know, if Lingard didn't score today, he's getting slated. There's no.
Yeah, I agree.
He's getting slated. Lingard didn't score.
Lingard didn't show his class.
Is that he's refusing to grow, you know?
Yep.
He just keeps making the same mistakes.
As one of the best teams the world has ever seen. It's honestly riding
this
PSG's
is the best
right
team
now.
in the world. I wouldn't have PSG's team over this.
It's honestly one of those two teams. There's no competition now.
Scary because you would think if things go how things have gone, we're going to get to the Champions League final and lose. That's gonna happen.
you see, now you see how they play.
Young boys, then we're gonna win against PSG in the final. That's how it works with
That's
that,
how
you know?
it
It's a
works.
big game mentality.
We
We don't know how to break down those
shouldn't
blocks.
be able to go out of our group.
Yeah. Realistically, yes.
Exactly.
I agree.
But yeah, Phil, there you have it. There's your match reaction. And I just realized, boys, while I was checking, we have a match preview to do tomorrow. So yeah, like I said,
Games on Monday? Right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So it's set Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so
6 o'clock kickoff. Why?
it's actually according to
English Champions League
according
game.
to 7.
This is why.
It's according to 7.
Why couldn't we get like the 9 o'clock one on a Wednesday? Like not awesome.
But nobody wants to watch that dead team anymore. You know, there's no Messi. La Liga's finished. They dusted.
It's not good. All I'm saying is revenge will be sweet.
Injury FC.
Yeah, it's Pedri FC. That's about it. You know. But anyways, it's been a good show. The games are coming thick and fast. Freaking hell, we have a match preview to tomorrow. Didn't realize that, but yeah, the show must go on. We'll see you all very soon. And you know, just a PS, Messi could never do what Ronaldo's doing. And I'll leave it there. I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.